That night, in the Garden of Gethsemane, while Roman soldiers gathered at the gates and Judas prepared his betrayal, Jesus pulled his closest disciples aside. He didn't ask them to pray. He didn't ask for comfort. According to texts that were buried for nearly 2,000 years, he gave them a warning. He spoke of words, 6 words specifically. Words that had been planted into the mouths of humanity long before any modern religion existed. Words designed to keep the divine spark trapped inside human flesh. Words that billions of people, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, New Agers, still repeat every single day without understanding what they are actually doing to themselves. If you have ever felt drained after prayer, if you have ever wondered why your deepest spiritual efforts seem to hit an invisible ceiling, if you have ever sensed that something about organized religion feels like a trap rather than a liberation, then what I'm about to share with you will change everything. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not a metaphor. This is about the hidden architecture of the reality you have been living inside your entire life. By the end of this video, you will know the 6 words you must stop saying immediately. And more importantly, you will learn the recognition language that breaks the system's hold on your soul forever. To understand why these words are dangerous, you first need to understand who planted them. Most people believe they are praying to the creator of the universe, but the ancient Gnostics, the original mystics whose teachings were systematically hunted down and destroyed by the early church, knew a terrifying secret. They taught that the world we see, this material universe of decay, death, and suffering, was not created by the ultimate source. They taught that it was created by an impostor, a fractured consciousness they called the Demiurge. In the Apocryphon of John, a secret Gnostic text, this being is described as a lion-faced serpent named Yaldabaoth. He is a being of ignorance and arrogance who believes himself to be the only God because he cannot perceive the realm of light above him. He constructed this physical universe as a containment system, a prison made of matter and time. And he didn't work alone. He created servants called Archons, cosmic rulers or guards. In modern terms, you might call them interdimensional entities or even AI programs running the simulation. Their sole purpose is to maintain the prison and keep the divine sparks, that's you, trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. But here is the critical flaw in their system, and this is the key to your freedom. The Archons cannot create energy. They have no connection to the eternal source, the monad. They are parasites. To survive, they must harvest energy from beings who do have a connection to source. That implies they must harvest from us. They feed on low-frequency emissions, fear, guilt, shame, desire, and conflict. But their favorite food source, the most potent vintage of energy they can extract? Worship. When you direct your energy outward to an external deity, when you bow, when you beg, when you declare yourself small and powerless, you are literally feeding the warden of your own prison. They didn't stop religion, they infiltrated it. They took your authentic desire for the divine and twisted it into a system of energy extraction. Before we get to the specific words, you must understand the mechanism. Why do words matter? Why can't we just intend good things? Because in this reality, sound is the architect of matter. Look at the word spell. To write a word is to spell it. To cast magic is to cast a spell. This is not a coincidence of language, it is a revelation of function. The ancient Aramaic phrase abracadabra literally translates to "I create as I speak." Science is just now catching up to this ancient knowledge through the study of cymatics. If you play a specific frequency into a plate of sand, the sand rearranges itself into perfect geometric patterns. The sound commands the matter into form. Now imagine your voice is that frequency, and your reality is the sand. When you speak words of submission, you are not just making noises, you are arranging the geometry of your energetic field into a shape that is compatible with the Archon feeding tubes. You are structurally aligning yourself to be harvested. The Archons understood this physics eons ago. They knew they couldn't force humans to give up their power because the divine spark is sovereign. It cannot be taken, it must be given. So they engineered a vocabulary of consent, a Trojan horse of language that sounds holy, feels traditional, but vibrates with the frequency of slavery. In December 1945, near the Egyptian town of Nag Hammadi, a peasant stumbled upon a sealed jar buried in the desert. Inside were 13 leather-bound codices containing over 50 ancient texts. These were the Gnostic Gospels, documents that had been hidden for 1,600 years to save them from being burned by the church. Among them was the Gospel of Thomas, which quotes Jesus saying things that you will never hear in a Sunday sermon. In the Bible, you are told to look for God in the sky, in the temple, or through a priest. But in the Gospel of Thomas, saying number 3, Jesus says, "If those who lead you say to you, 'See, the kingdom is in the sky,' then the birds of the sky will precede you. If they say to you, 'It is in the sea,' then the fish will precede you. Rather, the kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you." He didn't tell them to worship an external Lord. He told them to look inward. In another text, the hypostasis of the Archons, the writers explicitly describe these entities feeding on human souls like cattle. These texts confirm that a massive deception took place in human history. We were given a counterfeit spirit, a set of religious programs designed to make us forget our sovereign nature. We have identified 6 specific words. They act as consent keys, opening your energetic field to be harvested.
Let's begin with the first word, the cornerstone of almost every religious doctrine: unworthy. I am not worthy. I am a sinner. I am dust. Every religion teaches some version of this. You are told you are born broken, fallen, or impure. You are told you must spend your entire life apologizing for your very existence. But look at the mechanism. This single word, when spoken about yourself or accepted as truth, creates a frequency of heavy, dense shame. Shame is the lowest vibration in the human consciousness scale, calibrating at level 20 on Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness. It is effectively a power-down command. When you say, "I am unworthy," you are broadcasting a signal to the Archons that says, "My energy is available for harvesting because I do not deserve to keep it." The Gnostic texts reveal the exact opposite. You carry a fragment of the monad itself. Unworthiness is not humility. It is a lie designed to keep a god believing he is a worm. The second word is Lord. O Lord, praise the Lord. We use this word so casually, but etymology doesn't lie. In almost every ancient language, the word translated as Lord, Baal, Adonai, Kyrios, literally means master or owner of slaves. When you address the divine as Lord, you are establishing a hierarchy that does not exist at the level of the true source. You are agreeing to a contract of ownership. You are validating the master-slave dynamic. The Demiurge demands to be called Lord because he rules through domination. The true source has no need for such titles because the true source is not separate from you. Stop calling the divine Lord and you stop being a subject. You become a participant.
Now we enter the territory that creates the strongest emotional hooks. The third word is forgive. Forgive me, Father. Ask for forgiveness. Before you dismiss this as too radical, look at the geometry of the energy flow. When you ask an external being to forgive you, you are declaring that your spiritual state depends on the decision of something outside yourself. You are handing your power away. The Archons planted the forgiveness model because it creates a perpetual energy loop. You sin, which is often just being human. You feel guilty, energy release. You beg for forgiveness, submission. You feel temporary relief, and then you repeat the cycle. It is a battery that charges itself. True Gnosticism reveals that forgiveness is not something you request, it is something you embody through recognition. When you remember what you are, the concept of needing an external judge to validate you dissolves. The fourth word is mercy. Have mercy on me. Lord, have mercy. Listen to what this word actually communicates to the universe. It says, I am powerless, I am in danger, and I need a powerful being to choose not to hurt me. This is not a relationship of love. This is a hostage negotiation. The monad does not deal in mercy because the monad does not deal in punishment. Only the Demiurge punishes. Only a jealous, angry God requires you to beg for mercy to avoid his wrath. Now, a warning for my New Age viewers. Do not think you are safe just because you left the church. The Archons are clever. When they saw humanity evolving past the old fire and brimstone religions, they created a new trap, the trap of false light. You see this in the love and light communities where negative emotions are suppressed and people are told to call upon ascended masters, galactic federations, or angel hierarchies to rescue them. The fifth word applies here just as much as it does in church. Save. Save me. He is my savior. The aliens will save us. This word implies that you are helpless and only an external force can rescue you. The entire salvation model is an Archon construction. It keeps you waiting. It keeps you passive. It tells you that something in the future, a Messiah, an event, a rapture, a solar flash will finally pull you out of the matrix. But here is the secret they don't want you to realize. No one is coming to save you, and that is the best news you could ever hear, because it means you have the power to do it yourself. You do not need to be saved. You need to remember. The exit from this system is not a rescue mission from above. It is an internal recognition from within. As long as you are waiting to be saved, you are not doing the work to wake up.
The sixth word, the signature of the Archons, is obey. Obey the commandments, obey the church, surrender and obey. The monad does not require obedience because the monad is not a ruler. Only systems of domination require obedience. Every time you use this word in a spiritual context, you reinforce your position as a controlled asset. unworthy, Lord, forgive, mercy, save, obey. How do you know if these words have already affected you? How do you know if you are being harvested? Look for the symptoms. Post-prayer exhaustion. Do you feel tired, empty, or drained after a religious service instead of energized? That is louche extraction. The ceiling effect. Do you feel like your prayers hit an invisible ceiling and bounce back? That is the grid of the Archons. Chronic guilt. Do you carry a background hum of guilt that you can't explain? That is the program running in the background. But you can stop it tonight. The moment you stop reinforcing separation through language, the prison walls begin to thin, the feeding tubes disconnect, and when that energy stays with you instead of leaving you, something remarkable happens. You are going to feel a heat in your chest that you haven't felt since you were a child. We call this the return.
So here is the key. You don't stop praying, you stop begging. You switch from slave language to recognition language. The Gospel of Thomas records Jesus saying, "The kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and people do not see it." He didn't teach them to ask for it, he taught them to recognize it. Here are your 6 replacements. Memorize them, write them down. Number 1, instead of saying, "I am unworthy," you say, "I am divine consciousness in human form." Number 2, instead of Lord, you say Source, or simply the All. When you speak to Source, you are speaking to the ocean that you are a drop of. You are speaking to yourself. Number 3, instead of Forgive me, you say, "I release this pattern." You don't need a judge to wipe your slate clean. You simply choose to drop the baggage. Number 4, instead of Have mercy, you say, "I reclaim my power." Mercy is for the weak. Power is for the awake. Number 5, instead of Save me, you say, "I remember who I am." Salvation is external. Remembrance is internal. Number 6, instead of I obey, you say, "I am sovereign." Feel the difference in your body as you hear these alternatives. One set of words creates contraction, smallness, and dependency. The other set creates expansion, heat, and direct connection.
But knowledge without action changes nothing. The Archons are counting on you to watch this video, nod your head, and then go back to your old prayers tomorrow. Don't let them win. Tonight, before you sleep, you are going to perform the disconnection ritual. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Sit or lie down comfortably. Let your mind settle into silence. When you feel calm, place your hand over the center of your chest. Feel the warmth there. That is your divine spark. It has survived every lifetime, every memory wipe, every cycle through the Archon system. Now, speak these words out loud, not whispered, spoken with calm certainty into the dark. I release the word unworthy. I am divine. I release the word Lord. I speak directly to Source. I release the word forgive. I release all patterns that no longer serve my awakening. I release the word mercy. I reclaim my power completely. I release the word save. I remember who I am. I release the word obey. I am sovereign. After you speak, stay in silence. Observe what happens in your body. You may feel a sudden lightness, a pressure releasing from your shoulders, or an intense heat in your chest. Do not judge it, just receive it. That is the feeling of the feeding tube disconnecting. That is the feeling of your energy returning home to you.
The 6 words are no longer yours. The Archons have lost another battery, and you have taken the first real step toward exiting the construct. If you are brave enough to speak these words tonight, I want you to leave a mark in this reality. Scroll down and comment the words, "I am sovereign." Let the algorithm know. Let the other chosen ones know they are not alone. Let the Archons know we are waking up. And listen closely. The system does not want this information to spread. They will try to bury this video. Prove them wrong. Hit the like button to break their algorithm. Share this video with just one person who is ready to hear it. The recognition words are yours now. Jesus gave them to his inner circle. I have passed them to you. What you do with them is your choice, but do it tonight. You were never unworthy. You were always sovereign. See you in the next awakening.